Botargar friends, hey everybody, it's Jason Blaha here, and once again it is time for another Orc Mode workout. Today was Max Effort Upper Body Day. Quick reminder for those of you who watch these videos, please click like down below. Come on, reach down there and do it. Thank you so much. You guys have already seen the two maxes. Yes, we did the double. Yes, West Side is discussing this. Louise has discussed this recently. I'm like, you know what? That's what they're doing, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm already doing two max effort lowers. I've got my work capacity way up. I don't think people realize how much GPP I do. It's pretty ridiculous right now. To the point to where I don't even worry that much about sometimes my total volume training. All right, my real volume at this point really is my GPP and restoration. That's way more work than the stuff we see here. But I kind of said tricep weakness on this one, but let's be honest here. That bar slowed where my delts kick in. Now, when people look at this, they're seeing the band tension and they're thinking, oh, is this 275 at the bottom and 340 top? That 340 or whatever it is, yeah, it should be 340. That's like 6 inches off my chest, 8 inches off my chest. Like right there, that's the full bands are already hitting. So I have the 65 pounds plus of band tension, at least the top half, if not 2/3 of the rep. That was grindy through there. I've been doing tons and tons and tons of tricep work. Now, I can call that a tricep weakness. Sure felt a lot of delt. And we know that my delts got weaker and atrophied after that pull-up injury. I'm having to rebuild them. Overhead pressing, by the way, I've kind of cut it back out. I messed with some of it the other week, and my shoulder pain started to return a little bit. They got clicky. Like, okay, my shoulders don't like that. So then I did the dead pin again, and I went with a lower pin, next pin down. You guys saw me get 325 fresh last time, and that was grindy. Today, I tried the next pin lower. So this would be the number 7 pin instead of number 8, so it's another inch. I couldn't get 315. I made several attempts. I broke it off the pins, though. Like, I am fast off my chest, right? I'm fast off the chest. Even my best close grip bench, which we saw me do right before the shoulder issue, which we'll get back to in pass. And that's why I already had to ban a bunch of trolls already right in the middle of these. It's like, I don't know why they're going to talk. It's like, guys, you guys know why I'm missing lifts. We've had some muscle loss. And we're pushing stuff to the limits. Of course we're going to miss lifts. Who cares? You put your successes and failures up for the entire world to see instead of talking smack. You won't, because you're a pussy. You're a pussy. That's it. So let's come back over. Made several attempts here, but you guys notice the first one, I got that a good 6-7 inches off the pins, and then it stopped. Okay? Then I made one more attempt. I'm like, I'm going to try one more time. Now, I can talk about triceps all I want. Everybody knows what muscle contributes to a miss at that point in the bench press, and it is your front delts. This is where I have to look at myself and say, Jason, stop being full of shit. You know you need front delts. Okay. Just call it. Now, I went ahead and did a bunch of triceps. Why? Because I need more triceps. My triceps still tend to be my limiting factor. We're at a point right now, because I've done so much tricep work, and then I lost some delt strength. My delts are now limiting my benching, at least my close grip benching. Okay. What are we going to do about it? We need to get them stronger. I'm going to have to do more work for them, though, really. And the overhead pressing is bothering me. Eventually, I may need to get an incline bench. I might have to bite the bullet on that one. I might have to bite the bullet on an incline bench, a real incline bench, so that I can go to a steeper angle. I might need to do that. But what we do with these, we did close grip pressing with chains. Now, people say, that's a great tricep exercise. Yeah, it should be. I don't feel it in my triceps. I don't feel anything in my triceps anymore, even tricep extensions. Right? When I did the skull crushers the other day, my tendons were a little sore the next day, and I'm like, I'm not even going to do them again. Only thing I feel anymore in my triceps is my band press downs, and I do them religiously every day almost. I usually skip Sundays. Why? Because I'm going to max bench on Monday, and I found it interferes a little bit. So I did 5s with these. Now, yes, we're going to see more heavy pressing. Do I recommend that most of you do this? No, I recommend that most of you do volume, volume, volume. Okay, I'm doing 2 maxes now, and then I'm going to do some 5s, some auxiliary pressing. I need the tension. I do a ton of volume. I'm at a point in my development where I need the extra tension now for my pressing muscles. Doesn't mean we don't do the volume also. So now we're going to do 2 maxes, and then we're going to mess with some heavier stuff. That'll hit triceps and pecs. Right? That's what we need. I don't care about my pecs other than their ability to generate tension. But 5s, I did 4 by 5, and I felt like I needed to stop at 4 today. It's a lot of work. I could have done a 5 by 5, but I'm like, probably wise if I quit there, because those 2 heavy max lifts, especially missing one, it's a lot of tension building up in terms of just overall fatigue from a mechanical tension perspective. So 4 sets of 5, challenging sets of 5. Yes, that's a lot of chain. So that's 50 pounds of chains for those who can't do the math quickly, and the collars and everything. It's 50 pounds of chains. So sets of 5, nice and hard. Again, I didn't feel these in my triceps. Which again, kind of comical, because again, close grip bench pressing with 50 pounds of chains, all that lockout. I don't feel the triceps. And we did JM presses. I felt these slightly in the medial head of my tricep. I just had to get heavy enough. Felt them slightly. And I did 3 sets of 10. Why stop at 3? Because I'm going to do so much band work again over the next week. Tons and tons of band press downs. I live on band press downs. I need to focus a little more on these heavy days on some mechanical tension. JM presses, if we get too heavy, though, can be problematic. But I'm like, I want to go for a little heavier weight. All right. 3 sets of 10. Nice moderate volume. Really dig in and hit those triceps. I need my triceps stronger. They're getting plenty of volume. And when I say I do a lot of band press downs, I mean over 20 sets a week. Like basically to failure. 30 plus reps. Keeping my tendons healthy. That'll let me go heavier on stuff like this. Okay? Because I need more tricep. We know I need more tricep, but I need a lot more just overall shoulder in general. So we'll address that with the plate raises at the end. Because that is specific to what the front delt does on the bench press, right? Especially on a close grip. If you look at the joint angles and the movement, plate raise is the exact same movement pattern for the front delt. But the JM presses, again, we did 155. And for those, I was actually looked closer and closer. When I do the bulldog grip like I've been doing, that left wrist from this side looks cocked back so much, except that I've went and filmed it and ungripped it and re-racked it. I did it with like 135 several times from every angle possible. And you guys know the way that right hand looks totally beautiful from this side on all that pressing. The left, when I go to the other side, looks identical. And the right looks like the left one does. So it's just the fact that it's that one specific angle. You're seeing the upper hand back, but the actual bar has been stacked. Not on the JM presses. Because I'm trying to keep my knuckles up on these. If you guys notice, even though that wrist looks cocked back, at this angle, I'm actually keeping my knuckles pointed completely towards the sky. It's just the way it looks at this specific angle. If I would have the camera front on, like staring down my crotch, which some people don't like, I don't do that because people don't like it. Okay, there's a few people who like it. We don't need to go there, though. No need to get too ridiculous with that. We don't need the camera staring right down my crotch. And no, I'm not going to cover up more. It's too hot. I get too sweaty. It saves me an enormous amount of work on laundry. I'm not ashamed of my body. I don't care that I don't look like a bodybuilder. And you know what? This is who I am. Plenty of strength athletes train pretty much in just shorts. I'm in running shorts. Deal with it. I don't see any reason to change. And it lets everyone assess any changes that we see over time anyways. Right? Barbell rows. Ended up bumping the weight of hair on these. They were explosive. I really, when I go to straight weight, which I haven't been doing that much, I need to go a little heavier because these just exploded. And I ended up getting like 12 reps, I think, when I took it all the way to the end on the final set. So I'm going to keep working these up. I may work with for a whole block of the straight weight. I like the chains and I really like the bands, but I felt a lot of lat when I went to that straight weight, and I need more lat. And we're getting tons of upper back work, trap work. All right, look at all the snatch grip, high pulls, snatch grip, deadlifts, all that stuff I do. I'm hammering that area. It's getting a lot of work. I don't need to care about it as much on my rows. My rows need to just build my entire back evenly, including lats. This is the primary lat work I do. Not saying a lot of the other stuff doesn't hit lats. Those snatch grip deadlifts hammer my lats. I need to make sure my lats are growing. I do need to get them bigger. Doesn't matter that they're big. People say your lats need to get bigger. Yeah, my lats need to get bigger. Help my bench. So my front delts, my triceps, my pecs, everything. But the lats will help a lot. Lats will help with my deadlifting too. I'm a little concerned based upon the rowing that lats and grip could start limiting my deadlifts very, very quickly again. Feel like all that axle bar work I did, I think it left my lats lagging a little more than I might like. I need to make sure that they come up. I can't have them start limiting my deadlift by lacking isometric strength. Okay, because keep in mind, look at how strong my hamstrings and glutes and stuff are. My low back, look at what I do with good mornings and reverse hypers and glute ham raises. Okay. If anything is limiting my deadlift at this point, it's going to be upper body. That includes lats, that includes grip. I need to make sure I'm rowing hard. Okay, we've got to keep these rows going. And they help with both. I'm not saying they're the best grip exercise because they're not even close. They contribute. So I need to take them really seriously at this point again. And we did curls for the girls. 5x10. The first set was a little easy, so I went ahead and bumped the weight 5 pounds. So slight weight increase. A slight weight increase. Because again, we've discussed in the past why we need curls. Right? I've made a pretty good case for them improving my bench, reducing the chance of an injury on the deadlift. Okay? Especially when you get one that puts you into a stretch like this. Look at the stretch involved using the straight bar with a full supine grip. Okay? That little bit of stretch at the bottom. We need to make sure we build that. Because I pull mixed grip these days on deadlift. It's a good idea. It's a little bit of extra insurance. And it really does hammer the biceps. Now, can it inflame your forearms and stuff? Yes, it can. It's very important that you find an appropriate grip that feels comfortable. Okay? It's important that you keep those wrists trailing behind. You notice that I have my wrist bent back so that we do not do a forearm curl at all, because it can inflame your connective tissue. You need to be very, very aware of that, by the way. You need to be very aware of that. But it's not necessary to go super heavy. I'm doing these reasonably strict. I wouldn't call them a cheat curl. I've done them as cheat curls. I'm keeping them fairly strict. Yes, I'm using a belt so that I can maintain core tightness. And people always pull that, why do you got to wear a belt on all this? Because there are benefits. Helps maintain a tight core on an exercise like this. It can strain the low back a bit. I do a ton of erector work. I do a ton of axial loading exercises. I really can't afford the risk of feeling a strain on a curl when I could just belt up and contract my abs and brace tighter. It is the tight bracing. I don't wear it for the plate raises in a minute because it's not quite the same. But standing barbell curls can actually cause a lot of low back pumping and cramping. I just don't need the extra fatigue there. And the belt lets me, again, since it activates abs, there's data on that. And so the lack of a belt is probably what causes the low back to get so fatigued, because your abs want to brace. And when you brace, it seems to remove that. When you brace the abs against the belt hard, it seems to remove that. But, again, got a slight PR. And I had to, the last set was a little bit challenging. Like the last set of those was kind of hard with the small weight increase to actually get the 10 reps. And especially after bumping the rows a little bit. Because that's the thing to keep in mind. Since I'm always doing these after rowing, the rows work the biceps. If I'm always getting stronger and increasing the workload and speed and everything on the rows, that is more bicep work. And then we're coming in and doing this to make sure that we stimulate them on the back end with a nice amount of really direct fatigue. And again, biceps are genetically a weak link for me. We know I've never had great biceps. Everyone's understood that, believe me, has been a point of mockery, my biceps and my loose skin, right? People have made entire videos joking and clowning me over the terrible genetics of both. Having loose skin from losing 100 pounds of fat, having bad biceps. One of them was partially because I've tore a bicep before. So, we need to work on them. We need to work on them, much as I might dislike curls. Then I did plate raises. See, we didn't wear the belt for this. All right, 4 sets of 20. I need to build up on these. This is an exercise I can do that doesn't aggravate the shoulder at all. The overhead pressing did, and I want to be able to overhead press again. But even though I've rehabbed the shoulder, it just really irritated it, started making it click, and it's still been clicking a little bit for a few days. So, again, let's do exercises that don't cause that issue, that work the muscle in the way that we need it for a press, and the front raise does. Because if you watch what happens when we bench, especially the closed grip bench, if you watch what the front delt does, it's the same movement the plate raise does. It's not as exaggerated. It may not be as much range of motion as a plate raise. That is what we're doing. So we're building all of that delt in the way that we use it on a bench. Hey, great. And we can do it with a really, really light weight. So really lightweight. Okay, and there you guys can still see it. I still have the loose skin, which should keep tightening up a bit as I continue to lose a little bit of body fat over time. Keep taking my collagen peptides, but it's going to be a very, 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 very long process there. I'm going to actually have to get pretty lean, which I will continue to get leaner. We'll get pretty lean. I mean, realistically, at this point, I'm certainly not fat if we're looking right there. Like if a person is defining me as fat, they're from the weird bodybuilder physique world, which is a totally bizarre fetishized freak culture. Like I don't want anything to do with their culture. So hopefully no one coming here cares about their bizarro culture. If you are, this is not the right place for you. But outside of that world, I'm not going to be considered fat by any reasonable, sane person. But I still do need to lose that fluff around the waistline, and I have it to lose. I can lose more fat around my hips and all that stuff. And again, that's kind of where it sticks to me. So we'll get leaner over time. Right? It's going to be a process. Get leaner, get stronger, get more jacked. Right? Get ready for Masters 2. Because we will definitely, I'm not going to give exact specifics of years or anything else, but I will definitely be competing as a Masters 2. I don't even care what federations, doesn't matter. All that really matters is going to be ranking, so we got to keep getting better, keep getting stronger. All right, guys, well, that's really all I have to say on that today. I hope it's been informative, and I will talk to you guys next time.